So, good afternoon, Standard 8 students. Now, we are already aware of that Portia has granted permission, or in fact, she herself has cooperated and sent Bassanio along with Graciano to go and help Antonio pay the money, pay double, triple, as much as money Shylock wants, but after you finish, bring your friend back. Okay. Now the day of payment being past, the cruel Jew would not accept of the money which Bassanio offered him, but insisted on having a pound of Antonio's flesh. A day was appointed to try this shocking cause before the Duke of Venice, and Bassanio awaited in dreadful suspense the event of the trial. Now, when they went with the money and they offered Shylock the money, Shylock refused to accept the money. He says, I want a pound of flesh. Means, in other words, he was all out to take out his revenge from Antonio. So he did not accept any money. In fact, now the case is in the court. So now the Duke has already mentioned that there will be a date when this case will be sorted out. When Portia parted with her husband, she spoke cheerily to him and bade him bring his dear friend along with him when he returned. Yet she feared it would go hard with Antonio. And when she was left alone, she began to think and consider within herself if she could by any means be instrumental in saving the life of her dear Bassanio's friend. And notwithstanding when she wished to honor her, Bassanio, she had said to him with such a meek and wife-like grace that she would submit in all things to be governed by his superior wisdom, yet being now called forth into action by the peril of her honored husband's friend, she did nothing doubt for her own powers, and by the sole guidance of her own true and perfect judgment, at once resolved to go herself to Venice and speak in Antonio's defense. So after she had sent Bassanio to Venice, but she was not satisfied. She felt that Bassanio would not be able to save Antonio because the case is going to go very hard on him. So she felt that she could use some of her wisdom and judgment and try to save her husband's dearest friend. So the husband is very dear to her, and she knows that Antonio is very dear to her husband. Okay. So now she has decided that she will go and try to help to save Antonio's life. Portia had a relation who was a counselor in the law to this gentleman whose name was Valerio. She wrote and stating the case to him, desired his opinion, and that with his advice he would also send her the dress worn by a counselor. When the messenger returned, he brought a letter from Valerio of advice how to proceed and also everything necessary for her equipment. So she had sent one of the most trusted servants, his name is Balthazar, to Padua, that is the place where her cousin Dr. Valerio stays. Now he is also a man dealing with law, like he is a senior advocate or a senior lawyer and all that. So Portia had sought his advice because she wanted to save Antonio's life at any cost. So she sent a letter. In return, he sends some books and some clothing fit for to be a counselor so that she could fight the case. Now Portia dressed herself and her maid Nerissa in men's apparel. Men's apparel means in men's clothing. And putting on the robes of a counselor, she took Nerissa along with her as a clerk. And setting out immediately, they arrived at Venice on the very day of the trial. The cause was just going to be heard before the Duke and senators of Venice in the Senate House when Portia entered this high court of justice and presented a letter from Bellario, in which that learned counselor wrote to the Duke saying he would have come himself to plead for Antonio, but that he was prevented by sickness, and he requested that the learned young doctor, Balthazar, so he called Portia, might be permitted to plead in this stead. This the Duke granted, much wondering at the youthful appearance of the stranger, who was prettily disguised by her counselor's robe and a large wig. So now the Duke had actually requested Dr. Bellario to fight for Antonio. But now this was a game played. Dr. Bellario pretended that he was sick and he sends Portia to represent him by changing her name into Balthazar, and she is dressed up like a man. So, and she being a very pretty lady, so she looked very young and handsome in the boy's clothing. Okay. And now began this important trial. Portia looked around her and saw the merciless Jew, and she saw Bassanio, but he knew her not in her disguise. He was standing beside Antonio in an agony of distress and fear for his friend. So when she entered the court, she looked around. There she found Shylock. And then she saw Bassanio, who was looking very sad and scared. He was standing beside his friend Antonio. The importance of the arduous task Portia had engaged in gave this tender lady courage, and she boldly proceeded in the duty she had undertaken to perform. And first of all, she addressed herself to Shylock, and allowing that he had a right to the Venetian law to have the forfeit expressed in the bond. She spoke so sweetly of the noble quality of mercy, as would have softened any heart, but the unfeeling Shylock, saying that it dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath, and how mercy was a double blessing. It blessed him that gave and him that received it. And how it became monarchs better than their crowns, being an attribute to God himself. And that earthly power came nearer to God's in proportion, as mercy tempered justice. And she bid. Shylock remembered that as we all pray for mercy, that some proper prayer should teach us to show mercy. Shylock only answered her by desiring to have the penalty forfeited in the bond. Is he not able to pay the money? Asked Portia. Bassanio then offered the Jew the payment of the 3,000 ducats, as many times over as he should desire, with Shylock refusing and still insisting upon having a pound of Antonio's flesh. Bassanio begged the learned young counselor would endeavor to wrest the law a little to save Antonio's life. But Portia gravely answered that laws once established must never be altered. Shylock, hearing Portia say that the law might not be altered, it seemed to him that she was pleading in his favor, and he said, "A Daniel is come to judgment. O wise young judge, how I do honor you, and how much elder are you than your looks." So here, when Portia comes to deal with the case, so first she looked around and she saw the Jew, and then she saw Bassanio looking very sad and scared, and at the side of him was another man. She knew him as Antonio, because that's Bassanio's best friend. So then she introduced herself, and she admitted the fact that Shylock, the Jew, who is an alien or a foreigner, he is entitled to have justice in Venice. Okay. He has also some rights to claim something from the Venetian court. So he was very happy. And then she also requested, before she could handle the case legally, she wanted to squash the case if it could be done without any pressure or without keeping the court in mind. If they could have a mutual understanding and take how much money he demanded. But it seems that Shylock did not want any money at all. He insisted that he wanted the pound of Antonio's flesh. Actually, his main motive was to take revenge. In the earlier part of the story, we come to know that Antonio had insulted him. Antonio had lent out money without charging any interest, which brought down the rate of interest to the money lending business. And many a times Antonio had been scorning him, insulting him, abusing him, making fun of his profits and all that, called him a dog, treats him like a dog, spits on his Jewish nation tribe, the gabardine clothes. So on those grounds, Shylock actually is representing the Jewish people to take out the revenge, the way Antonio has been condemning the Jews. Now the hatred or the animosity between the Jews and the Christians is long time ago. So keeping that in mind, so now Shylock wants to harm Antonio. Now the only way he wants to harm him by exacting or extracting the pound of flesh from his body, for which, while the flesh is being cut, he may bleed to death. And that is what Shylock wants, that Antonio should bleed to death. So when Portia explains about mercy, it all goes bouncers. He does not understand what she is saying. But I will explain in the next class about the importance of mercy. Okay? Thank you.